Don't mind me right now. I'm all wrinkled up in the shirt. I just threw this on. But anyway, got my coffee, got off work, got my coffee, just threw a shirt on because I said, let me come up here and talk to y'all. I want to talk about my reading of A Fatal Glow by Valerie Wilson Wesley. And honestly, there's so much there's so much history to put into this video. But this is the second book in her Odessa Jones series, okay? I'm gonna have to just kind of leap right where we at. We just gonna have to leap. It's the second book in her Odessa Jones series, which began with the first book, A Glimmer of Death, that released in 2021. So we got 2021, 2022, and as of July 2023, we have the third book, A Shimmering Red. But we're on the second book. So Valerie Wilson Wesley is one of my all-time favorite mystery writers. She's an African-American woman who is best popularly known for her Tamron Hill series that was released. It began in the early 90s and kind of ended at about 2008. Tamron Hill is a female woman, private investigator, mother, Black woman, something that is so rare and unique, and a gem upon, her initial release of cases in the early 90s. I've always seen Tamron Hill as sort of the counterpoint to Sue Grafton's Kinsey Millhone character, who is really my favorite fictional character of all time because I identify with her so much. So I always loved that part. When it comes to writing a private investigator book with a character like Tamron Hill, girl, you have to have so much flavor. You have to have flavor, and she delivered in that series that I love so much. So of course I was excited for this writer to be writing again, to releasing a whole new fresh series with a new character. Her track record was on point. I was like, yes, it's a cozy series, new genre, new fresh voice. Let's go, Miss Wesley. Unfortunately, after reading A Glimmer of Death, the first book in the series, back when it came out, I was bored. The character of Odessa Jones is interesting per her setup, given that she has a duality about her where she's a baker or cook and she works in a real estate office. And between that is her personal life, in which she lost a husband. She's childless. And then underneath that is an extra sprinkle of the fact that she's psychic, or she has these intuitive notes that hit her. She can see people's auras. When she smelled the scent of nutmeg, that automatically portends to a death nearby. So I love that. It was very much on par with a lot of Valerie Wilson Wesley's work, because as I've expressed before, I love how she kind of puts or interjects a little bit of like that hoodoo-ness in some of her work, where you have to pay attention to like the little parables and adages that go along with the the storytelling. So that was par for the course, which made it equally exciting. But like I said, the character of Odessa Jones was a bore to me. I was so bored reading A Glimmer of Death that I just had to kind of push through it, and I was just like, it's going to be a minute before I read the second book. But I did read A Fatal Glow just recently, and I gotta say, things have really much improved. But if we look at the setup, A Fatal Glow has the character of Odessa Jones catering an event for this businessman, and who has a lot of intertwining entanglements when it comes to his family. Okay, his ex-wife and his son is on one side, and then his new girlfriend and her being pregnant with his next child. So it's a lot of entanglements, a lot of twists and turns and all that kind of stuff. But the sad issue is that he ends up dying at this event that he's throwing. And then all roads kind of lead to Odessa and her being the caterer, and then blossoming forth all these other side characters who could have possibly have committed a murder. With that being said, I have to say that I enjoyed A Fatal Glow a lot more, because the character of Odessa seemed to come alive a little bit more on the page. There's a little bit more flavor, especially as it concerns her interactions with a lot of the suspect characters. They seemed to warm up to her, and she seemed to warm up to them back. I like the fact that a lot of the minor characters, especially we were talking children, all kind of sought her advice. I like to see that. But I still think where the barrier is when it comes to this character, and where we can really fully see how dynamic she actually is and how full of character she is if the author would try to remove her from being, in terms of traditional cozies or standard cozies, remove her from being the bakery girl, the neighborhood cook bakery girl. When you have something like the fact that this character works at a real estate office, and we, the reader, never really get into the machinations of her profession and working within the real estate office. Like, I'm never even quite sure what she does there. All I ever see when it's described and that setting crops up is that she goes to the office. I don't see what's going on within the office. She have barbs, just like barbs with the boss. That's where my problem is. Because I think for me, well, I don't think, but I know for me, when I read a mystery, especially a cozy, when you can carry on a theme of some sort, because there's so many different things authors play with, I like for them to take me places. I like for them to expound information and insight into these various places that I've never been. I don't know what it's like to work in a real estate office, but there's that hope that a character like Odessa would show me what it's like. Show me how she props up and frames homes and, contact clients. All of those things. Like I said, the machinations of it all. I wanted to see that. And I think that that's where my problem is. That's why I keep having an issue with this ad. Is that we keep playing with this bakery stuff. Like, we get it, girl. We get it. You get it. The author is really trying to stick to the traditions of a coach. She got to sell this new series, so there got to be some bacon in it. There got to be a cat in it. It got to be a small town. It got to be Odessa's aunt, the granny character who is eccentric and silly. A lot of times, you got to hit all those dang on corners while flushing out the flavor from your previous series. You got to hit them all, but then you're missing something that I found personally for me as a reader that would be the crystal in the rock or something, the diamond in the rough. I don't know, but that real estate office situation that Odessa works in, I do not understand why the author would not push more into that. Push more into us watching Odessa at actual work. We know she can cook. We know she can bake. She got her own business on the side, catering business. But what about the real estate stuff? What's going on there? How does she interact with her clients? How does she regard her mindset when it comes to how to sell a house? What her imagination on this subject? I want more of that. And I am hoping that the third book, A Shimmer of Red, gets more and more deeper into the real estate stuff. I want to see Odessa on stage selling houses or whatever she do in this damn place. I don't even know what she does there. They go to the office and she talk to her co-workers, and one of them ride a motorcycle and all this other kind of stuff. I don't know. But I want to see more of that. Other than that, I liked the book. I enjoyed it. But I just, that's my small minor grievance, because I learn, or I'm kind of settling with the fact that it is a cozy and it is different from her previous series and it is missing that bit of flavor. But I feel like the pulling more Odessa into the realm of real estate, working this real estate office, that would extract the flavor that I'm missing. So that is what I'm hoping for when it comes to A Shimmer of Red. Hopefully Shimmer of Red is not the last book, but we will see. And another issue I have is I'm having a very hard time kind of determining what Odessa's age is. That's another thing I'm having a hard time with. Like, I understand she was married and her husband passed away, but I'm really not, that's not landing there for me. But anyway, that's all I really want to say. Get that real estate stuff under control. Let us see her in the wild west of real estate sales and coming across murders at the same time, and we'll be okay. We'll be okay. it's just these cozy traditions. Just like you gotta nail each, you gotta hit each button. It's just like, oh my god. All right, bye.